guess we'll call our meeting to order, and we'll rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks.
Told him to be here, his wife's not doing too well, so.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So we'll let the record reflect that Mr. Binge and Mrs. Price are absent. And we'll start with our previous meeting minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I guess we'll move on to reports.
All right, underwater, the plant's treated 682,900 gallons since September 26th, and our average daily usage has been 41,635. Filters are backwater showing September 27th, 30th, October 4th, 7th, and 10th. The October back T-test is complete and was absent. The October water report is complete and has been submitted, and I'm working on pricing to replace our filter media. We're gonna have to do a complete change out, backwash it twice a week now. I'm trying to get some stuff from Bass and Logan. They built the filter, which was the email me some stuff. The media supplier had some questions about the construction of the filter, so hopefully I'll have that soon. And the wastewater bin pulling data checks the lift station and the sewer plant. Lift station's pumped 698,720,000 gallons since September 26th, and our average daily usage is 49,908, so we're close. Getting close to our water. Only 8,000 gallons a day higher on average. I've never seen that in 20 years. So, it's pretty good. Yeah. Been collecting sewer samples weekly. Sewer plant's closed and we're not discharging. Our September and October wastewater report is complete and have been submitted. Love the new lab. They get results like quick. Watson Excavating, we'll be back tomorrow to start remaining items. We're gonna be doing some cleanup things tomorrow. Probably won't start laying pipe until we get set up for to start laying pipe on Thursday, which brings me to the fence in the alley that's not been removed, which is in the way of the sewer replacement. So what we gonna do? Of course, the attorney's not here. I'm assuming he sent that letter out. I responded to that email, but I don't know. Do you know? Because it's supposed to be last Friday.
As far as I know, it was being sent.
Yeah.
I guess I never asked them, but
Yeah.
I mean, they should have gotten a delivered copy. Did you print off a copy and take it to them?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know it was supposed to be. I thought the attorney was sending it. He signed it.
Yeah, hopefully he
I
sent
mean,
it.
it didn't say anything about us delivering it in the email, so I don't
He sent
know.
it certified mail if he's got a receipt.
That's what I
You'd
was.
think being
I'm
legal
assuming
notice it would have been certified mail, but I don't know that.
Said right on there, are you sending it or are we using these for certified mail?
Yeah. But I mean, they're starting.
Sending a letter, or should we first need certified mail and hand deliver? So hopefully at least one of those.
I mean, they're starting at the other end, but they'll do that in a week. Yeah. That's 660 feet. So
So it really needs to be like by the end of the week.
by the end of this week,
Yeah.
or else we're gonna have to go take it down. I mean, you can't even get the machine in there. I mean, that's how close over on the sewer it is. So it's like 5 feet at one end and 4 feet at the other. I mean, it's not even like, I ain't talking about inches here.
Mhm.
It's feet into the alley.
What was that address? I'm just gonna put it in my.
I don't know, the Rick Pfeiffer
It's,
house. 145. I can't remember. I used to own it. 135.
Okay, I'll look it up, yeah.
135. I think 140. I think it's 145. West Meridian or East Meridian. 145 West Meridian. I think.
125.
East,
East. Yeah.
it's East Meridian.
East of the
Okay.
tracks.
125 east.
Thank you.
Yeah. 'Cause it is, the house house next door is
Okay,
on
I
35.
guess I'll, make sure they mailed it, but either way, we'll print it off and deliver it to them in the morning.
Cause I was gonna say, but, you know, like that following Monday, we're gonna have to take it down.
If they can, get their panels out of there, can we yank the posts? Yeah, it doesn't take hardly any time to yank.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't wanna hear about us damaging them with
Yeah.
a chain. I mean, I'll put a
Well,
choke, you know what
I mean, however many year old posts, you know, they're,
No, I know, but I'm just saying, you need to
Right.
let them know. I don't have any
Yeah.
problem going over there and pulling them out if they get the panels down, but
okay,
I don't wanna hear about, oh, you tore my post up, who's buying me a new post? So, but yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a problem.
Can we have them sign something?
well, I mean, it's on our
It's on our
property.
property.
Okay,
Yeah,
So I think ultimately,
indemnity, we don't have any.
yeah.
yeah, but, you know, in the interest of trying to be as fair as possible,
Again, these are your choices. You do it or by this date or we do it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're getting ready to get up against it here. All right, then Miller Pipeline, we'll have all the lining complete this week. They're waiting on a couple socks, but I mean, by Friday, they're gonna be up and out here. And then pump number 2 at the lift station's been damaged by underwear and other rags. We had to pull and replace it. Zion will be here Thursday to pick it up. We also had 2 floats damaged that we're gonna replace. I didn't get to today. We pulled pump 1, cleaned several rags out of it and other objects, and then we've also completely cleaned the lift station. It's now my recommendation that we stop allowing the portalets to be dumped in the lift station at Festival. I mean, I told them how it had to be done, and, you know, I don't know where everything came from, but chances are, I mean, a lot of that stuff in there came from those. But, it's just not worth it. I mean, you know, we're looking at, you know, I don't know what we get. We get like a $500 discount. I don't know what it is on the new contract, but I mean, this is gonna be like eight grand. You know, I mean, I got the floats in stock, but you figure those things are $150 a piece. I'm not even counting our time cleaning
you know, whatever.
and working on
That
it.
stuff in the pump.
Yeah, but the pump, I mean, I'm just a total shot in the dark, but if we're lucky, it's gonna be 5,000 or 6,000. But they'll tear it down and give me a quote, you know, beforehand, but I think it's something with the motor. It had a seal fail, and the motor's tripping, so hopefully it's more on the mild side, because I took the bottom plate off the pump, so the impeller is okay. I mean, those impellers are $2,500. So, I mean, it wasn't damaged, so hopefully this will be on the lower end of things, but whatever that extra cost is. I know it's spelled out in that contract, or it used to be in the old ones. I haven't seen
Yeah.
the current one, but it used to be $500, and after this, I mean, it's just not even worth it
Right.
all the way. The new stop signs are up at the subdivision, and we've repaired several other signs around town. Under building, I've had 2 building inspections, 1 electrical inspection, 3 building permits issued, 2 zoning inquiries, 2 building permit inquiries, and the October census report complete. Then if you saw in the back of your packet, here's a little information for you to peruse. I've looked into the puck board and the requirements for it. These papers, these are double-sided here, they just give you kind of an overview. I didn't print everything. There is a manual for this grant process, but it's 125 pages. And if we're gonna move forward, I will print it and put it in a binder, just bring it up here, instead of making everybody 125-page copies.
Yeah.
It is spelled out in the IC code. It's gotta be a 4-member board, gotta be 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. I haven't read far enough down to see if it's allowable to have more members, but it did call out for
City limits, township, I mean, what's the boundary?
our city limits,
City limits?
yeah. I think that's what it says. Let me reread that. I'm gonna print that thing out completely
So what
before
would
I
it,
say that, but
And if it is city limits, will our city limits increase when we annex?
I don't, yeah, but not much, I mean.
But it could
Business,
bring us
yeah.
the extra couple people that are,
Yeah, but I'll have to see.
Okay.
I'll print that thing out. I mean, if you guys are interested in doing notice, that one page, if you flip that first page over, it shows the, different programs that are available. And really what we fall under is the first one. So it's federal funding source, it's a 50-50 match. So we gotta figure out, we gotta put money in to get it. Our application is not due, I mean, we got some time here to get this together, it's not due until June 1st.
That will be
But-
here before we blink.
You do, I know, but you do have to have a park board, and you have to have a 5-year plan, recreation master plan. Which I know Fleece does those, I don't know the cost, John was working on something for that. So I might be able to get him to come to the next meeting, and see. It's funny, the last one is the best one. It's a 75-25 match with no limit if you want to put in the gun range. Out of those 4 options there, really the first column there is what applies to us.
Main and water conservation fund.
Yeah, and renovation, outdoor recreation facilities, or you can use it for land acquisition, which we don't need, but up to 250,000, 50,000 minimum. So I mean, we're at least gonna have to, on the
Yeah.
downside, come up with 50 grand.
Do they have guidance about, I'm sure there'll be somewhere,
About what?
like, if you were to do, will they give you multiple grants? Could you do it in stages? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think-
Could you do a 50,
I think this is something you can
$100,000
apply for annually. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
I think is what John had said. So you could do it in stages, which would be all right. You know, we worked on the park the other day quite a bit, and we're gonna have to get mulch next year. We're down to it. We drug it all out and everything, cleaning it up and skipping things. So, if you guys want, I mean, I can ask John to come to the next meeting, maybe bring some stuff. I can print this manual out, and there is I just didn't have time to fill it out, but I can fill it out for you to review. There is a sample ordinance on the DNR website. It's a, a Word document you can fill out. I mean, it's basically fill in the blank. It has everything, it's all based on the IC code. I mean, you fill it out and have the attorney review it, but it's about the formation of the park board. So, whatever you wanna do.
So we need to figure out the,
I mean, even if you do anything the right way, even to be eligible, you're gonna have to do the park board and get the plan together, just even to be eligible for the money.
Are there applications people fill out to be on the park board?
They're appointed by the council.
I know, but,
so I
I
guess we
guess
could
if you
do
wanted to
it-
make one, but there's
Yeah.
not, there's nothing on the DNR website, it's just a council
Okay.
appointment.
okay.
I guess we gotta figure out what we wanna do with that. I'm sure 4 people shouldn't be that hard to find just in talking to people, I would hope.
Yeah. It's finding
I
2
know
and 2.
I know 2 of Republicans
Yeah,
that would,
Yeah, finding 2 Democrats in this town may be difficult.
But I didn't, like I said, I didn't read through it, all the way. You may be able to make it bigger than that if you want to, I mean, but
Okay.
it's, I think 4 is the minimum.
alright.
All I have, unless you have any questions.
Anything else for Andrew?
Cameras, we,
No? What's the IT guy doing these days, Jennifer? You heard from him?
I just heard from him today because I had trouble. So I texted him and he fixed it. So he didn't say anything about cameras. So,
Said he's already gonna be done before festival. The network's up over there and there's 2 up. But the rest,
we call him,
I will,
thank him.
yeah, I will call him.
so in that, talking about that, I'm getting a price from Bill Watson, one for the sewer over here that I talked about, but also power. I think it'd be cheaper for us in the long run. The pole at the back of the gazebo, right before the fence at the park, is where there's gonna be multiple cameras on that pole, but we need power on that pole. And we have an outside box on the south side of the shelter house. So I want Bill to drill under the building, under the playground, I mean deep, and come up by that pole. So we can, we can put an outlet on there, a lock one to have for Christmas lights, events, whatever, but then run power up to power those cameras. Otherwise, we're gonna have to, build a whole meter base, put it in, pay an electric bill every month, when we could just run it off of the park. I mean, he's always been fair with us. I can't, it'd probably be $700 or $800, I don't know. He's gonna be here later this week and look at it, and measure it, and tell me. But he's got equipment in Elwood right now on that other job they're on, so hopefully if the price is reasonable, we can do it.
Yeah. Alright, Jennifer, you have anything?
The only thing I have is the payroll program has been installed, so they were here a couple days last week, so I got that going. It's gonna be really nice. I was wondering, I think I sent that email, we received another check from the courts. And so, yeah, so I was hoping that, I sent it to Alex and John, and I didn't hear it back from them, so I don't know if we should cash this one or not, so I was hoping they would be here, so.
It doesn't say anything about being final payment or incomplete or,
Please cash, that's what it says,
Okay.
that's what it says on it, but, you know,
Okay.
yeah, so.
Was this, that email, if I was reading it right, they split the cost of the damage amongst the 3 juveniles?
That's how that's
And
kinda how I
this is a
took
payment
it.
from one of the,
Well, since there's no name on there or anything, I don't know, but that's kinda,
I was thinking
that's kinda what I thought, but then I thought, I don't know.
that's
so that's why
that's how I
this-
read the email that
Yeah.
was sent out on it, that it was split amongst the 3 and we get this amount from all 3, so we should receive 3 payments, separate payments. I'm
So-
sure they're making them pay through the court, that's the reason we're getting it from the court, so that everywhere it does get paid, and then the court's dispersing the
Yeah.
money to us. But I don't know, I'd say hold off on it until the
That's kinda what
attorneys
I
look at
thought,
it, I
let's
guess,
see.
and make sure.
That, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Alright, they're not here because it's a holiday. Called to ask me if there was a meeting, and I said, yeah, we're having a meeting. He said, oh, but I wasn't sure because it's a holiday, and I said, well,
What is the holiday today?
Columbus
Columbus
Day.
Day.
Okay, so I asked somebody else, and they're like, I don't know what the holiday is, but I knew the banks were closed. And
yep. So anyway, that's why they're not here, so. He told me he was gonna let me know if they were gonna come or not, but I never did hear back again.
So,
I figured that's what the deal is. So I guess we'll move on to old business, and I have never talked to Lou from Triad.
okay.
What are we gonna have left in this project other than asphalts? We're gonna have presumably a couple of,
Well, we're gonna have another change order. At least one for, Bill here on this run. I mean, depending on what it is, if we have the money to fix it now, or if it has to go later, I think we will. I've gotta talk with Mike Kleinpeter to see where we're at, but, the gas main's the only thing. I know he's probably gonna ding us on that some, or we gotta figure that out, but based on footage, I'm just shot in the dark guessing that run's gonna be about 25 or 30,000. So we'll have a change order, as-built. I mean, Derek, the manhole line bids for everything, so, well, it may be 2 change orders, because I don't we haven't talked about it, but, so I fixed that manhole on Walnut Street because they were gonna line it, and it had a lid liner in it. It's supposed to keep water out, and it's just disastrous. I mean, the whole thing was like melted in and rusted. The lid was rusted, the ring was rusted. And in ART's initial bid and in the contract was to put lid liners in all the ones that they do, you know? And I don't wanna put them in. I don't recommend putting them in. I think they cause more problems than they do benefits. And, I mean, we've sealed everything down so tight, you know, like all the new lids that Bill put in, they're pickless. I mean,
Yeah.
it's recessed, it's not whole anymore, you know? But, and I forget what that cost was, around $5,600 or something, I think, is what they were. But I think we should take them.
Eliminate those.
Yeah, let's take them back out.
Yeah.
So that would be 2 change orders. That should be it, though. Bill's about done. The only thing he did, you know, we added some footage on the lining and subtracted some footage. But the way he wrote that change order, it said all, so, man, it's gonna be based, some of those figures were long in that, so we're gonna have a few $1,000s there, back or forth, but I talked to Mike Kleinpeter about it after he sent his last email out, and, you know, he said we won't need to do a change order on that, but he did wanna get, if we do dig this line up, to get one on that. So,
Yeah.
you know, the as-bills, I don't know,
They're not gonna have much else.
I don't know what else they would have, to be honest with you. I mean,
I don't have Mike's whole breakdown here, but according to this here, they're
it's getting close.
93,000, and if we paid this invoice, that would be 85,800 paid.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to look here, yeah.
so that would be the difference of 7,300 on the table.
I don't think I have his updated sheet, because
Yeah,
so
yeah. So if we paid this one, then get us to 85,800.
Okay,
93,000.
what, where do you see 93,000 at? You got one I don't, because what I'm seeing is 80 on Kleinpeter's page is 86,400. Yeah.
I mean, that's what's on Triad's deal here. I guess we need to look at our other.
Triad's invoice showing that the estimated summary was 93,000 for the project.
I don't know, when Mike subtracted out the asset management plan, I mean, it's showing 86,400. It's the balance of contract.
So that was right there.
I know, maybe you should, I mean, I don't know, maybe we should talk to Mike and ask him
Okay.
where it's at, but it's getting close.
If that was the case, if it is actually 93, that'd leave us owing 7,200.
Right, but if it's what he's looking at, that's what, $1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, for the work that's going into it, 7,300 ain't much for a set of as-bills. Not a correct set.
I don't think we're gonna get a correct set in the first place, but like I say, I think we need to hold this, like I say, it really doesn't, it just basically says construction engineering phase,
Yeah.
and it's just.
Okay.
Well, and, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to nitpick here, but we have never addressed with them the plethora of errors on these.
Do we need to have a meeting with just them too?
Ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, if you want to. We've corrected everything in the field and made notes of it. I mean, we have all the information, or will when they finish up here, to make a correct set of as-bills.
What is this, I don't understand understand it's here over on the left under the description of the services and stuff. It's at 70% less, 50% previously billed.
50%.
What does that mean?
Is he saying that previously billed 50% of this construction engineering phase?
Well, but I'll tell you this, what I
Way
think,
more than 50%.
but see, what I think that is, I think the page you're looking at, they're just printing out. I think that still, to them, has the asset management plan in it.
In mind.
That's why I'm
I
saying
can't remember though, I was thinking it was more than,
Well, it could
it's
be.
30,000.
right,
I think it was 30,600, but Klein Peter's got a deduct on this sheet.
yeah.
And his takeover contract is 86,000 and change.
I'd
I just think
say,
you should ask Mike.
I'm making a motion, we table this again until we get clarification from Mike on the actual cost of the project with the deduct of the asset management plan and things on there, and see what we owe them for sure.
Yeah. So I wanna be, you know, I wanna be as fair as we can with everybody we're working with, but I also don't wanna get ourselves in a jam here. It seems like
Well, our
there's a
prob-
lot of work to do with a little, very small amount of money left on the table still, so.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think that's the right way to go here. Alright, I guess we'll move on to the Watson pay application, which is contractor pay application number 4.
And there's nothing to sign for this, it's just a verbal approval.
This is what the one's coming out of Okra funding. I'll make a motion that we approve Watson's pay claim,
I'll second.
$241,856.50.
So I think that's got the two segments that just ran through on the change order.
Yeah.
Or did I read
So
the
it's
wrong
got-
number
I
there?
think you got the, I
I
think
got
it's
the
Yeah.
wrong number.
215,
It's the
960.
215.
215,
Yeah, unless it's-
960.
Let's just hold back, I mean,
Right.
but it's the liquor store on Chris Lane,
Okay.
from the change order that Okra approved.
We have a motion to approve, this pay application. Is there a second?
Yep, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Does this one have a?
It's just verbal.
785 from Klein Peter Consulting in the amount of $12,125 for grant administration.
I'll make a motion that we approve Klein Peter's invoice.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, any other old business? I should have asked that before. Alright, any other new business from the council before we do these leak adjusts?
Nope, I have nothing.
Okay, so let's start with 440 South Central. Main line above shut-off valve in crawl space. That's what it says. Yes, there it is.
It's fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went down and shut her water off.
so this is an adjustment of $64.53. And it's been verified repaired
Yeah.
by a plumber.
I mean, it's,
Since it didn't go down the drain, I'll make a motion to approve this adjustment.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Jennifer, do you have one for me to sign, or do you want me to sign?
We'll do this one.
Pass that one in. So this other one here, that's 210 West Walnut, it should be 210 South Walnut.
yeah, 210 south.
Sounds like might be difficult to verify, but I'll let you explain a little bit what's going on there.
Well, it was really never gonna be verified because the water's been shut off for about a month now, but Supposedly, I asked Jennifer how big it was, 37,000 gallon leak, and he said he had a little bit of water on his kitchen floor. Looks like 3 swimming pools in your house. So, I personally think it was the toilet, because the previous tenant had a problem with the toilet there. This guy's gone from.
This guy's out of town
Town.
frequently, right?
And I think it was the toilet running. I mean, the last tenant that had an issue with it, the flapper would get stuck and he'd just let it run. But I asked the landlord, you know, I asked Jennifer if we heard from the landlord, she spoke with him, and he wanted to let me go in the house to check, and it's like, I'm not going in the house. You know, I mean, the landlord can do it. I mean, 37,000 gallons.
Yeah.
And that whole crawl space would be flooded. They'd be running out
Well,
the vents of the crawl space.
Yeah, I think we would need more information. I would want more information before doing anything with this. I personally would say we should table this one. But let him provide more evidence of the leak. That's pretty significant. His average usage is 954 gallons.
Yeah.
37,279 gallons used. But that could be a toilet just sitting there running, right? Could be
Well, yeah, I
pretty
mean, you know, it's like I proved it to myself, and it shocked me, you know, when the one at the shelter house was stuck, it was leaking 2,000 a day.
Yeah.
I mean, if that, and like I said, the previous tenant used to have all these problems with the toilet.
It's gone for 2 weeks, I'm not sure.
He's got on here, it could be late July or early August. You know, if this was that much water leaking, I'm sure he would have known exactly when that leak was going on. So, you've got 37,000 gallons in your house, you're gonna know it. He's not, saying a day or two. I can understand saying not sure within a few days or whatever, but we're talking 2 months he's written there that he could possibly be. I agree with Murray. I think we need more information if they want this approved for this adjust, that they gotta prove to us that was that kind of leak and wasn't going, if it's going down the toilet, there's, I'd make a motion to deny it if it goes down, if it's going down the toilet, we gotta treat it, treat the water anyway. We adjust them for water that's not treated, that's leaking under the house or in the yard or something.
So we want to just table this till a future meeting if he can provide additional information.
So I'd say table it until the next meeting and see if we can contact him anytime we need additional information, because, this here just doesn't make sense for 37,000 gallons and you don't know when it even was, July, August. Here we are, October.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was in July or August, he should have already put this in and, how many 2 months bill back that he thinks it maybe was. Should have showed up in previous bills, not this one current. If it was that far back.
Well, you want a motion to table this?
I'll make a motion that we table this, adjust it for 210 South Walnut.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Could I get the long-term vision for the city of Atlanta?
I don't know that we have anything down on paper. I can tell you things that we've been working towards. This town owns its utilities, so for one, staying in compliance with state regulations, environmental regulations there. It's an aging system. We've been doing a lot of work with that. We're currently ending a $3.5 million project that we thankfully were able to fund 100% with grant funds, which is amazing. We've also done quite a bit of paving work in the last couple of years, so those main infrastructure things have been a big emphasis. We're starting to move on to, I don't know if y'all were here when we were talking about it, wanting to do some improvements to our town park. And so we're trying to figure out what it's gonna take to do that. There's some grants available for that. It's gonna involve, some help from the community in the form of a park board, and so we're trying to navigate that, figure out what it takes to do that. So a long-term vision would be, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we have to always do a lot for little. Again, thankfully, there are some grants available. It takes a lot of effort to pursue those. But to this point, I'm satisfied with where we've been able to go with that, and I'm hoping we can keep that rolling and actually make a meaningful difference to the more recreational sort of facilities here. So I don't know. That would be my main emphasis.
You know, and it's one of the things that too, you know, Murray's been looking at the park situation for quite some time and has mentioned it, you know, doing something, and like I said, Andy's done some research on the grant process and whatnot in order to get grant money for playground and park equipment. You gotta establish a board and do different things, and it's not like a standard grant that we go for utility projects, things like that. But that's one of the things. And another issue is that we're looking to do is get the baseball diamonds finished up and trying to get some facility, hopefully, to come in and either rent them or utilize those out there so that we can get the kids someplace to start playing and stuff here in the community. And one of the other issues that Murray has brought up and spoke about is also doing a Main Street project and trying to upgrade the sidewalks and different things like that. And, you know, some other where our budget doesn't allow us to do it out of our budget, so we have to go into the grant, trying to find grant funds for that type of projects and things, and some things they don't allow grant money for. So we're hoping, you know, we can dig around and find some grant money and start trying to get some of these other projects completed. Like he just said, that we're just doing this sewer project, which was mandated by IDEM to remove the sanitary or stormwater out of the sanitary system. And they said, you'll do it or else. And luckily, we've got a great rate consultant that he went over and beyond and got us some funds to do the whole project. And by doing what is in the project, everything, all the sewer lines in town will be lined, and they'll basically be like brand new, or else they're replaced with the new PVC pipes in the shallower areas. So everything will be relined and be like new. The manholes, there's a contractor will be out in like 2 weeks or so. They'll be in town and they're gonna line the manhole structures to keep the water, storm water and groundwater out. So with what's already been done on the project, we have reduced that storm water into the system tremendously. So we're kind of anxious for the project to be done, and they're going to finalize it here, what they say, on the lining, a month or so, once they get here to complete them.
Pipeline will be done this week, and then everything should be done by mid-November.
Yeah, so November, the sanitary system should be pretty tight for as far as the towns, but then you have laterals that goes to homes that could cause us some issue, but it'll be minimal compared to what we have addressed so far. And hopefully with the work that's being done, it'll satisfy IDEM, because they, you know, they're giving us a mandate that they want this done or else. And luckily, like I say, our grant rate consultant and them folks have done a tremendous job in getting us the funds to where we didn't have to raise the rates. And that big vac truck, I don't know if you haven't seen that big combination jet vac truck, that was bought with the grant money also as part of this project to help maintain the system. So all this stuff is being done with grant funding, and we haven't had to raise rates for the water and wastewater system, you know, and the customers due to the projects that we're being mandated to do. So I know a lot of people think that we're spending town money to buy this equipment, but it's coming in through grants, and some of it we have, you know, bought with, you know, stuff that we did need. It was in our budget, within our budget, that we have saved over the years to purchase some of the equipment, but the major equipment was done through the grant. So we're trying to build the equipment so we can maintain the system once it's completed. So we're taking advantage of all the grant money we possibly can. So, you know, we're trying to do everything we can to keep the system improved and upgraded and everything, so that we can keep the cost of the utility bills down for everybody.
So,
That's good to hear.
yeah, I haven't voted straight ticket in over a decade. Can I still be on the park board?
I think, I don't know how.
We've gotta
it works.
clarify, we've gotta
Yeah.
clarify whether it's in city limits or outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
So
not
we're,
in city limits.
no, I know you're not, but I'm saying we've gotta get that clarified here. So hopefully it can be people outside, you know.
I would like to, yeah, I would
Yeah.
like to find out
Be
about
great.
that, if we could add additional people, cause I know there's, a local business owner here too that doesn't live in town that has expressed interest in helping with the park. I mean, we'll take all the help we can get.
My heart sinks to hear that some good kids got into mischief because they're bored. And so it is nice to hear that we're trying to move forward. And I do see the social media, and it feels like if we all had something to work towards, we could unite a little better. And it's a really cool location. Like, I love that I'm within 20 minutes of like 3 big towns. And the festival, it's fun because we park cars for the festival. It's fun to see people's excitement about the annual event. So there's a lot of promise here, but I
Yeah.
feel like without a vision, it's hard to unite
Yeah.
the town.
We have, a ton of potential for sure, and I'd like to, you know, it's gonna take more than just the council here and the resources that we have available to make that happen too. I mean, it's gonna take, engagement from the community, so, I don't, you know, I'm not sure exactly what that looks like, but, you know, moving forward, hopefully we can, have a successful kind of collaborative effort there.
You know, like Andy was saying, you know, he just now got us the brief part of that, grant process and things, and there's 120 some pages that we haven't even reviewed yet or anything. This is just kind of the highlights of, you know, what part that we are gonna have to do. And, you know, we're gonna have to read through the whole thing and see what the state and its federal money, how they, you know, what their requirements are, and even to be eligible and stuff. So that's one of the projects. Like I say, we're just now looking into that and getting started. And so it'll be a little while, because the attorneys will review everything and more likely set up some type of, I don't know how the park board, you know, you gotta show that you have a park board, whether it's some kind of legal document that you turn in the Fed showing, you know, how it's set up and who's on it and that type of thing in order to be part of the application, or, you know, you gotta do it in advance. So we just now are we're just getting started with it.
You have any other questions or?
So if I'm not eligible for the park board, can you think of another board so I can be involved in the community?
I'm sure we
You can always volunteer.
Yes. I'm sure-
Well, right, but I'm
we
not
can.
sure what to volunteer for.
Yes.
Is the planning commission still looking for people?
Oh,
She's outside.
And we don't have spots open for
But like
outside?
if you wanted to do like a
It's our building jurisdiction.
little league or something.
The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be getting ready for the Christmas lighting, so you can volunteer for
I'd
that.
be happy to help. Could you just give me a minute to give them one?
yeah, we'd appreciate any, you know, we'll take on anything we can. Love it. So, yeah, good. All right. Well, thanks. Any other business to discuss?
I have nothing.
Your motion to sign claims and adjourn.
I move we make, sign claims and adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.